Hey everybody, this is Jack Lido. Northwestern has a bye week after a tough week 1, a loss on the road 17-7, and we're going to show you some film on that game. The general consensus, of course, is that the Wildcats just couldn't get it together on offense, and with the breaking news that TJ Green is now out for the season, the ball's going to be in the hands of Hunter Johnson. A lot has been said, of course, of how he performed last Saturday, but today we're going to focus on the men who are charged with protecting him. 3 new starters on the offensive line, plus Rashawn Slater has changed positions from the right tackle to the left tackle. You have a new position coach in Kurt Anderson, so he and Mick McCall will certainly be looking at these plays in the film room this week, trying to get prepared for UNLV on the 14th, and then conference play starts right up on the 21st with Michigan State. A couple of good plays we'll show you, a couple of not so good plays. We'll start with the Hunter Johnson interception. Obviously, third down is going to be very important this season. It's 3rd and 7, and he threw it slightly too high for Berkeley Hallman, and this one is going to be intercepted by Andrew Pritz. So the problem is the pressure up the middle. We'll show you another angle. It's not the best throw from Johnson, but it's certainly not a terrible throw. There was a lot of contact at the point of reception, of the interception. The problem here is Gabe Reed. He comes up the middle to beat Nick Urban. Now, I'm not picking on Nick Urban here. A lot of plays like this happened. It just so happens that Urban, the left guard, making only a second start at left guard, makes the unfortunate error here. What's the problem? The problem is his hips are already turned this way, leaving so much empty space here. Gabe Reed, good player. He doesn't need that much space. That's all he gets, and now he has a free lane up the middle. Urban has to hold him, and it hurries the Hunter Johnson throw. Backing up a little bit more, it's not all Urban. It's not on Urban. Just a poor technique issue from a guy that hasn't started a lot of games. Look, right here, Stanford only blitzes 4 players. So Jesse Brown, the running back, he most likely is in some sort of option where he runs out for a pass if he doesn't feel he needs the block. I'm not 100% sure on that. But once he sees, all right, only 4 guys on the blitz, I'm going to go out and run for the pass. I think the solution here for Kurt Anderson and Mick McCall is to have Jesse Brown stay here. Brown stays to cover if a man goes through like Reed, because let's face it, it's 3rd and 7. You need to get to the sticks. I'm not sure what a route from Brown that goes 2 or 3 yards past the line of scrimmage is going to do. If Brown stays here next week against UNLV and the week after against Michigan State, this could be a first down because he blocks Gabe Reed. Okay, what's next? It's TJ Green in the shotgun, but this is not entirely, this is a quarterback agnostic play. So we're going to focus on the offensive line here. Stanford has 4 men down, and it looks like 2 men blitzing. Ricky Miezon, number 45, and Jordan Fox, number 10. But what happens is Fox goes out into zone coverage, and Miezon, who had been disguising his blitz pretty much the entire time, goes for it. He goes for the blitz, and he's completely uncovered, has to make TJ Green hurry this throw, and it's an overthrow. So what went wrong here? Basically, it's just a lack of communication with the offensive lineman. You hate to see this, but Nick Urban is left alone. He doesn't have anyone to block when Miezon makes the play. And that's not Urban's fault. That's just a lack of communication. In the pre-snap, you need, if you're Hunter Johnson or TJ Green, you need to figure out who's blitzing. And Stanford does do a great job of dialing up this blitz and disguising it. No one accounts for Miezon. Another solution, and I hate to go back to this well, is maybe on a 3rd and 6, keep Bowser in the backfield to block in case the surprise blitz comes at you. Only 5 people are blitzing, and there are 5 offensive linemen. So why does Miezon get in untouched? Stanford defensive coordinator Lance Anderson just dialed up an amazing blitz package, and Northwestern couldn't communicate, couldn't account for it. Okay, a couple of not so good plays, but here's a great play by the offensive line. Ball gets snapped, TJ Green once again the quarterback. Isaiah Bowser only needs a little bit of room to get through. He gets a seal here from these 3 offensive linemen and the 2 guards, Urban and Sam Jarek, They're pulling towards the right to give him the other seal. Jarrett gets a good block on the corner, and Urban is about to get a good block on the defensive back. And Bowser only needs a little bit of space to get through. I'll rewind it once more, because check this out. First start for Charlie Mangieri, and he moves to the second level. After he finishes his first block, he knows to get to the second level, and that gives Bowser even more space. And lastly, Bowser with a really nice cut. You don't see it at first, but just focus on Bowser and the defender. He only needs 2 steps to completely change direction. Not bad for a 215-pounder. And he makes the defender look pretty silly. So I really like to see that from Isaiah Bowser. Here's another great play. It's not going to look so great because Northwestern wide receivers, they're all covered. Johnson has to run out of the pocket, and he picks up a gain of 1, maybe 2, or 3 or 4. Good job falling forward. But what's good about this play is the ability of Northwestern to communicate. This was my favorite play on the offensive line. Let's start with the top. You have Rashawn Slater and Nick Urban. They start by double teaming this guy, the defensive end, but then the defensive tackle, Javon Swan, he goes on a little stunt where he gets off of the center Thomas and he goes out this way. Northwestern does a great job adjusting, and Slater gets out, and he blocks him, giving Hunter Johnson some more room. At the bottom of the offensive line, a very similar thing happens. So here's Casey Toohill, the outside linebacker. He looked like he was going to go up and bother the right tackle Gunnar Vogel, but he actually stunts towards the middle. And Northwestern, they say no problem. Sam Jurek picks him up, and that gives Hunter Johnson plenty of time. You can't see the wide receivers. Obviously, you hope next time they can get open, but that's just a great job of Northwestern's offensive line communicating. So after recording, I saw this play in the NFL. Some good context here. We stay in Chicago. Sorry, Bears fans, but it's really the same concept. It's a 4-man rush, but it's a stunt. The 2 defenders on the bottom of your screen, they stunt. That's Preston Smith, the defensive end, who starts on the outside, starts on the left tackle's hip, and then stunts to the inside. And then the guard and the tackle, Cody Whitehair is the guard, Charles Leno Jr. is the tackle. They can't communicate. And even though the Packers are sending 4 men, one of them gets to Mitch Trubisky. So that's just some context. Even in the NFL, this stuff is hard. So Northwestern, sometimes they did it well against Stanford, sometimes not so well. And that's going to do it. Some good, some bad. September 14th, Northwestern goes out against UNLV. Keep following NNN Sports on Twitter and let us know if you like this content. Give it a like, give it a retweet, and you can follow me at Jack Lido. Other than that, I'll see you later.